to buy mine. I'm retired now. I love being retired, but I just need more money.
That's an awesome young man, you know that?
Levi?
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Levi's awesome.
He is.
I thought
Great conversation.
there's a funny thing that Steve said the other day. I thought it was a pretty good line, actually. You're talking about things that couples fight about.
Oh.
And then, but he said money is usually one of them. Then he said,
It's a big one.
well, we don't have any, so there's nothing to fight about.
Not anymore.
I thought that was a nice line. That was a nice line.
We don't fight about money anymore because we don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, I just talking to Levi and going out to eat with him. I do too. He's awesome.
But then again, I half of the one between Adam, I love his fire. I love that kid's fun. You know, I like working with him. I really do. Because, you know, he had some of the same characteristics I had when I first got into martial arts. I second guessed myself all the time. I want to get him comfortable just with telling him to do something. And boom, he slides right into it. You know what I'm saying?
Adam?
Yeah. He second guesses himself a little bit sometimes. He has to kind of hype himself.
That's when when I started learning it, Cecil's favorite phrase is that I don't just teach you guys to be great martial artists, I teach you guys to be great people.
Yes, sir.
You know, I had a problem believing in myself. Now I don't give a shit. I believe in me. I know who I am as a person.
Yeah,
I
know that we're probably recording right now.
Clarify
First, I didn't believe in myself.
I had trouble believing in myself. Now I just don't give a shit.
I know we're recording right now. Me and my wife live by 4 words. FTBS. That's bullshit. Anything that's going to cause you problems in your life, that's BS.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Get it out of your life and move on with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's family, anybody else, if they're toxic, get them out your life. Not all families good family.
Right.
That's for damn sure.
What I learned here is that there's
Michael's met most of my siblings. Most of them.
No, there's your side.
Yeah, you met Dion.
True.
You met Bobby.
Now,
you met Don. You met
What I
Randy.
learned is that I can manipulate my side.
There's only 8 of us.
Right? I
You've
can
met me,
generate
so
my
that's
story
5.
positive,
So that's most of them.
negative. And that's what I learned is to
Kind of the whole
control
way
the
of the
things.
Force philosophy. There is no light or dark side of the
And
Force.
well,
It is to what you make it.
that was half of us endings.
So
And he knows how fucking crazy they
Yeah,
are.
there we go. There's the other half. Yeah.
And he knows that I don't mind calling them down for their bullshit either.
everybody put your hand behind you like you do in this stretch. You want to reach out towards your belly. There's that extra stretch.
One of my oldest brother came to visit me from Tennessee. And a couple of my students were here. They were Army guys from up north there, Fort Riley. And the more Don drinks, the stupider he gets. But I guess that's true with everybody. He started referring to them as colored boys. And boy, nothing in this world pisses me off more than racism.
I'll laugh at it now. It's fucking stupid.
But you know, I had a few drinks down too, so I'm like, they fucking know what color they are.
Right.
And Desi was like, Seaver, it's okay. It's okay, Seaver. Just calm down. No, it ain't okay. 21st century.
That's very hard to shoulder.
Let's see. Right. Second degree. Chest or first degree? You kid.
I'm gonna tell you, I like working with injuries. I just shot myself in the hand and still came
How
out.
many of us aren't?
Everybody just
If there's
Oh,
anybody in here
my
that's
bias,
not
I got
injured in
shot.
some way, I applaud you. But I think most of us in here have some kind of injury.
Your gun
Whether
shot
it be
you.
old man injury or not.
Yeah, accidentally.
Your gun shot you.
I tell everybody.
While you were showing someone how to gun
Properly.
safety.
Yes, that's bullshit.
So if you want, here's how you safely unload a
He
gun.
came over here. He come over here like right after he did this. And he's like, and I just started laughing at him.
We could all work together and have one hell of a work.
Drum roll, please. Darwin, where it goes to.
And you still can't find the bullet.
No.
My guess is it went through the car and went out the bottom.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That was fucking.
See what happens, Steve, when you ask for all your instructors to show up and only one student
Did you
actually
tell him
students
about
here.
that?
No.
Actually, he's not. He's a visitor.
No, he's a visitor.
Yeah, he's only here for about a month.
It may come back. If he,
That means- it means
decides to
that
come back
you
up
can-
here to stay seafood
So
like
they-
I.
no, I think- Oh, that's you. Yeah.
Well,
So you get to have a little
Is
bit
he-
of an
is he a
interesting
mechanic? Do you know how to work
experience
Yeah.
just working on
Yeah.
only green patch
Sure, it's
stuff
always
is
hard.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because when you
Problem is
got
they're always
Text
hard.
work on
Text one.
anything.
Gotta pay attention. Text time's always hired.
But what I mean is that you're responsible enough.
No way.
Yes.
How's that? They haven't got their.
Shit, all the contractors just got
7-3.
pushed out the door.
I know. For new hires.
Really? Managers too?
Think
The
about it.
managers got
Wait,
pushed
unless
out
I'm
the door
working
with them.
Managers are the easiest thing to get
Sure, I
rid
know,
of
okay.
because they're not protected by the union.
Ah, so I can't do nothing else then.
Am I working with both? I'm teaching both of them? Okay.
Why I gave that to you.
Oh, me and Chad, me and
Yeah,
Brother
we're
Chad.
together. All right, bet.
Me and Brother Chad, though, be
Good
best.
thing is most of
Let's go hook
these.
style on that.
Give that to us.
Yeah,
I don't never intend on quit.
if you need.
I'll be a JK practitioner from here to the next 50 years.
To the day I die. To the day I die.
I will never quit.
Whether I'm teaching JKD or whether I'm teaching something I've made out of JKD, I don't know. But I'm taking what you taught me and I'm moving it forward. So
That would still be good. You know. I turned that off. I thought I had that turned off.
But I mean, like that's half of it. I mean, it says do it. All of them with takedowns, all of them with event locks, all of them with terminations.
I can do
That's first degree. Think those are like termination.
That's why I'm here lately. I'll be selfish towards the students
Right.
and the project, but I've been really focusing on 1 through 12 for because we gotta lock that in.
I'm still learning.
So we gotta lock it in.
I find it slightly unusual that the attack patterns for first and second degree.
Good.
It's just more of it.
No. I meant 10 against one, not 15.
Well, I know now to watch out for the Vato with the knife.
That's taken.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Probably laughing.
He's at work right now.
He came with me with a butterfly knife, and I got seafood.
He thought it was real.
I thought it was real.
It was real. It's just dumb.
I
It's
was
a trainer.
It's a trainer.
Oh, man, you cheating.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
Yes. And,
The,
well, it's
the
because-
look
it's
on your
because-
face.
It's because Cohen flipped it around all.
I know how to play the butterfly.
Yeah, he did it too. He was
If I had one here, I'd show you.
actual move. I was like, what the
Oh, is he getting one out?
That stuff takes a while.
No one here somewhere.
I haven't played with a butterfly in a long time.
Well, we switched. I was gonna use my Chinese
There it is.
broadsword.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a goal.
It's a trainer.
Oh.
Wasn't not a better weapon. That was not the knife he had.
Yeah, it is.
It was the one he had was blue.
No, that's it.
That was it.
Well, I must have been imagining shit. 'Cause
See,
I
here-
thought it
oh.
was real.
So here's what happened is you thought it was real, and so your brain put a real knife over the top of it.
Yeah.
So your brain photoshopped in real time.
Yeah,
And it
Yeah,
doesn't.
that was
that's crazy. I was like, what the? I thought it was real.
Right now.
Well, we're lucky that he wasn't.
So you know what I do whenever somebody does that shit? You just
Get
jump
him
right
right
in there.
now. Get them right in the middle of the
Just right in the middle of that shit. Yep. So let me show
Especially
you.
if you catch them when they have a
Bam.
because they don't even have a blade now. Most of the things they have is a fist. You do make great fist bumps.
Normally go left forward, right?
They do
So
all
there's too
that
much
shit.
movement.
It's been so long.
So much movement.
Yeah, you're left foot forward, so you're bringing it right.
So you got it
Do a back grip on it.
almost always.
So it'd be more of a jab than.
Because that's how you have to
So
unlock
pop it
Jabbing.
and swing it. Whoops, I went the wrong way. It's been longer for me,
Right.
but it's just a simple swing. Boom. No, that's
You
wrong.
gotta let the handle roll in your hand.
Yep, that's
That's
it.
Not the way I used to do it.
Something else.
It's been a while.
Maybe you block
I think I just dropped it.
Well, it looked real. To me out there, it looked
That
like
ain't
a
it.
silver with a
Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
point there. I've seen all that shit.
Let that go.
Yeah.
Then I go.
We're lucky that we hadn't taught him to be more aggressive. Otherwise, Cohen might be dead.
Because
Because he thought Cohen pulled a real one. He's like, just go.
that's what it looked like.
No, I'm saying like your reaction could have been kill Cohen because he's got a real knife.
You're right. You're very right. You're very right. But in a real life situation, you know, I know that my test was to be as.
Well, I was dropping it from the lock
It caught me off
and then
guard.
popping it back up.
My mentality was not, even though I was trying to.
No, not a twist, just drop and pop.
None of us are obviously in kill mode.
Right.
You know, that right there was like.
Now you got a reverse grip.
Context.
Yes, it is.
None of us reacted.
I've never opened a sweet.
Well, yeah, it's like if all of us freaked out, then maybe.
Keep it simple.
All of us, that's real life. So what are you doing?
All that flipping around is pretty, but
You really just have to turn it one way.
It was a great, that's actually was a great, simulation.
That's pretty cool.
All right, I'm
bring it up like this. Grab the lock and bring it up like this. Catch it.
ready whenever you are.
Yeah.
Just let it swing and catch
I'm
it.
just looking at what to do.
Help define pretty much.
By the way,
So
Because
Just
just
start
probably
with
look sloppy as hell.
either way you want to stand, I don't care.
I'm in great shape.
I'll work
so
on
I can tell you that.
So I'm gonna kill a bunch of them.
I had this down at one time.
We're gonna come fast.
Just drop and turn, and then kind of show your hand and it falls back into
No.
place.
Okay, so there's too much for me to go over.
Yeah, you don't go too far, so.
So I'm just grabbing the
A
latch.
section.
See that?
Away from
Chet?
it.
We can work on
Just grabbing the latch.
Stuff with me.
Let-
Because he's
let-
working on the black, but
Oh.
it's gonna be the same shit.
Sometimes you got more.
We'll do all of
So if I said pick like a subject, not an individual thing, but like a section.
Come here.
Just like
Come here.
doing all block encounters, that would be a section because it has to do with film 12s. And then striking, trapping, things like that, that's a section.
Otherwise, this is kind of a weird.
I'm not sure.
Big section that
That's a lot of stuff.
And
a whole lot of
MMA
stuff.
would work, but
Entering to
in
trapping.
a real street, you got.
Let's go through some trapping.
Kind of thing on block.
Love that one.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Just keep your.
We can do that.
You know what the good thing about that one is?
Good.
It's been short.
Yeah.
It's time. Our time is.
Yeah,
man.
Throw that
Hell no.
straight.
You have to do 5.
No, I'm talking about the learning material. It's not, you know, it's different from.
That was 2 full pages. I cut a lot of it out.
Still be.
Well,
The redundancies.
but there's still 8.
Make it a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, that-
But there's 4 or 5 options per each one. So if you're going to do all of them, it's actually
You can keep going.
50
In our
minutes.
world.
But it's just still the same moves applied differently,
Yes.
just like the 12.
Just try right
All right.
that.
So you guys partner with each other. We'll start with this. And Chen will pick their things after this one.
So since you're coming that punch.
You think, but we said, you're going for that black. I'm gonna be there too.
That's where I like.
Yes, of course you're going to be there. You're going to help.
You want
You're
me to
gonna-
Block.
You want me to get knocked out again?
You're going to have the
He said,
butterfly
who
knife.
else? Yes, sir.
Yes.
You're going to have the butterfly knife this time.
Yeah.
They're already moving with that.
I'm gonna pull out the glass.
Smack.
I gotta do something for my hood. All right,
We do locks and juts.
Everything.
Whenever you get ready to do it,
It is. Go
whenever you get close, please let me know, and I'll get in here with you, man.
Inside
For
version.
real.
I gotta get down to reading all that material sheet for sure.
Go that one.
Yeah, please let me know. I'll be honored.
Sorry.
I couldn't
Man,
read
that
anybody
will-
else.
that
I
will
want
fill
to
it up
look at
quick.
it, Andrew.
Yeah, it is.
Andrew,
It doesn't matter where it is.
Luckily, those three just get upgraded. They don't
This one
take
is
them.
on the
Right.
inside.
Truth
Yeah.
is,
Did
look,
somebody fill my water cup or did I?
Yeah.
You did.
All right, let's get out of
That's
here.
it. So
truth,
some
the
of
truth
this,
is, Chad, is
and I'll mix it up a
that
little. You can go straight
I'll be here to
down,
support you.
straight towards my face.
this is us. You know,
Towards my face.
I had Michael was my main okay,
And
but
then sometimes.
Chris stood in it, okay, a lot for me. You know,
Purposefully.
we're
Oh,
all
and did everybody did. Trey
every-
did.
yeah, we're all here
Out of my
for you.
way so I can get it.
Once you make that status, then we're all going.
I kind of want to
That's
ask
the
you
first time
you are
And I like
to anybody else.
turn.
Oh, you just want to whip my ass again.
Yeah,
Just
you
tell
kind of
the
just.
You just want to get your ass whooped by me again. Tell the truth.
Oh damn, that's horrible, seafood.
You're gonna get kinky over here, everybody.
But
No, he's
try
he's
to
too much
verify.
fun for me.
It's the same thing. Just going towards my face.
Ain't enough else there to
I like
do
it when
anything.
you wait till it.
Go that way.
All right, I'm ready. Come on, Chad, you ready? All right,
So, the,
entry and tracking.
counters against common blocks.
Yes.
Counters against common block.
Good.
Okay,
That's
so-
where that
So, Jet, you are going to begin.
So
with-
you know, at this level, you guys don't have to do the common blocks. You can do any fucking block you want and figure it out.
Here,
Okay.
just really try on that one.
All right?
How many times do you want them then?
Feel it. so
Whatever.
let's go.
Until you say stop.
All
Whatever,
right.
Well,
whatever they're good at.
I mean, but I understand. But if I throw a punch I mean, just for practical purposes, it says do a high block.
There's nobody there. This is just for the class. Do people out there in the real world do those kind of blocks?
It just depends. I could set you up. I could draw you to that block on purpose.
Sounds a good one.
I mean, it just depends.
You could.
You're right. It's not a common block.
That's gonna be-
So what I'm saying is you need to have responses for any block.
Do that fairly hard.
These are just common blocks. These are for learning. You guys already know this. What are you going to do if somebody throws in a different block, a weird block?
So
Like
let's
what?
try that.
Roll around it. I'm just,
Well, no, he's saying show. He's basically saying freestyle.
So
But hit it.
you're going to throw a punch at me with a block.
He's not mad.
See, that was something different, right?
you don't do something like that.
What if I grab your hand?
Like that?
Yeah, what do you got?
That's how everybody starts.
Your answer should be kick for all of them.
It's
You
not.
gotta
That's,
remember kicks are secondary.
I mean, yes, but that's
So throw another punch. What are you going to do here?
right there.
See?
Pretty much just.
You're thinking too much stuff.
No, that would naturally. happen.
So I'm going to throw a punch and you're going to throw
So
any
knock
block
that
you
or
want.
just drop punches in here. Something else, and whatever.
So what we do,
You're in.
what we do to keep it
You're
from,
not able to just throw somebody. So.
what we do,
I'm doing what you gotta do to
He
me.
would have caught that back fist, but he had you guys, woo-hoo.
I've been hitting the hell out of them.
Settle it out.
what we do then to keep it from,
You have to jump into the next one. If you caught.
You can do that, and a person do me like that,
Punch.
You go for the
Doesn't matter
eyes.
What you throwing.
and then I'm gonna do a number 12.
This isn't correct.
this is.
I know it. That's why I said when you do that, it doesn't threaten me like it used to.
Sometimes it's too much.
No, he's saying that he's going to damage you before you have a chance to get out of it.
Feel that.
I did feel it a couple
Your normal
times.
whatever.
The moment he gets that in there, that's all he
He's
needs.
saying
I'm
that
soft
with,
pedaling this.
with
I'm
his
soft
intent,
pedaling this.
with his intention,
Whenever I
it's,
do that to your throat, I'm gonna.
And then I ain't gonna have a chance.
He's saying
By
it's
the
too
time you
late.
get there,
It's too late, but if you're trying to deal with it after he's already gotten it,
Because I pitch it.
How legal that one is. That's
so you have to deal with it before it gets to you.
Block that.
Yes.
Most people aren't gonna do that, but like here, like I guess here's what you would say. What you do is, and this works great as a defense in court. You say, in this day and age, I have to assume, like, as an example, if somebody pulls out a gun, they intend to kill everyone in this room. Like, it's like, I have no choice but to think that it might be a mass shooting, probably a mass shooting, and not just an argument between them and them. And so that's why I killed that guy, is because I didn't go, well, I'll just take the gun away and play nice. I went immediately for death because I assumed he wants to kill everyone. And so for that one, assume that if somebody goes for your throat, they have the knowledge to kill you in one shot and aren't just trying to scare you. Because it's a much worse scenario if you think, oh, I can just do a different thing, and then you feel this, and it's like too late. They know how to kill with that rather than just squeeze your neck muscles. So it's better to assume that they're going to kill you whenever they reach for your throat than to assume they're going to do the slower version.
Gotcha. So Sifu always tells us if somebody goes for your throat like that,
Assume death.
first of all, try to tie your throat up and go straight for the fucking arms right off the bat. Right?
Right. So, yeah.
You can actually, and see, here's the thing where you have you can do a quick calculus and actually assume that most of the time that you're right is that your arms are really long. And so unless you can see that there's a guy who's got really, really long arms, if somebody reaches for your throat, if you just turn and go this way, you can probably get them before they get you. He cannot get you. So if you see somebody reaching for your throat, turn and go for theirs. This is where Bruce is talking about the.
No.
Don't even turn that far. The turn is just to turn your shoulder to be in position. Yeah.
I can't reach you until I turn.
Right. But that's also why what I was suggesting was a bilgi. So because bilgi has further reach on top of it.
You're fucking with my natural reaction.
Yes. So if you see,
I never let go.
what I was saying is that if you see somebody go for your throat in that way, you have a good shot of getting that bilgi and beating them on the reach game. So that way you'll get in a strike and prevent them from getting to you at the same time.
So it's not my default to grab a throat.
No,
It's my default to hit it.
and then do something afterward.
Right.
Yes.
Once I hit it, now I can grab it.
Yes.
If I can't grab it, I have hit him, and now he's backing up. But he was too quick for me to grab. But I have hit you and still damaged.
Yeah.
You can just push,
Yeah.
get around.
Remember, your throat is also a muscle. You know that.
And
You
You
can
know
tighten
you're
it
gonna
up.
get contact. Tighten
you're
it up.
aware.
But my point is right there.
Yeah, but by the
Can't
time
tighten
you
that up.
can't tighten that up.
But if it's
Right.
Right.
like this, you could-
The thing is that's not a common block or common count because I'm going up against a seafood master.
That's what I'm showing you. You don't know. You don't obviously don't
I can
know.
try anything and he's gonna whoop my ass.
But you don't
I'm
know
not
who you're
saying
fighting.
That's the whole thing. You know?
Are you fighting somebody else with those GP notes?
maybe not.
I
don't know.
Balance of probability,
You
probably.
don't have
Same
somebody
thing.
that's a seasoned professional boxer. He's gonna come at you completely different.
Yeah, so this is why Seafood Michael just said my default should be to hit the panic button anyway and whoop that ass.
Assume that if somebody is reaching for a lethal target, that they have
That
the
they have the
means
knowledge
to
of
execute it.
Yes.
The only reason I grab anybody's throat
The opposite
and
way.
squeeze in here is to teach them lesson. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna hit.
Get in. I'm gonna
So other
try
This is gonna go in your throat.
like this.
I'm not gonna do this.
Gotcha.
Threaten you.
You're not gonna,
gotta get
you're doing that to
somebody's
train
face.
us. You're showing us little by little how to really
I'm
actually
showing, well, I'm showing you that you're open.
You can just hone it. Probably.
And I'm not just doing this.
A thing that I'm kind of learning
Get in.
myself right now is reorganization of techniques by priority. You might say like hand techniques are primary, like punches is primary,
They're much more.
kicks
They're
are
much-
kicks
I
are
used to be a
secondary.
primary kick martial artist, my Hapkido and my Taekwondo and all that.
That's it.
But now that I'm a lot older
Put your
and
force in.
slower, I'm trying to focus on my
But the hand techniques are much more natural.
Yeah.
If somebody frightens you, you never throw a foot out.
No.
Yeah.
throw your hand.
Yep.
It's much more natural,
But also what I'm learning is I'm reorganizing priority lists even more. So what I'm trying to do in my head is now strikes with hands primary, traps with hands secondary, kicks. Then it would be trapping with legs tertiary, kicks fourth on the list, blocks 5. So because I think what sometimes I would find myself doing is like if somebody said what is Jeet Kune Do before, what one of the first, if they are putting up better then trapping and grappling come into windows, and while I'm jacking their footwork with the then kicking is necessary and only blocking, only doing things like that if absolutely necessary. Because sometimes people they like if you, their first thought, even here, is trappy. Yes, so like that. And it should. I'm about to. I come in, and your hands are irrelevant to me unless you make them relevant by either getting in the way and making me do things, or you throw something, and now I like so you throw a big hook punch. Nope, I stop it. So I'm rearranging that in my head and seeing. I'm kind of excited for sparring. I'm excited for sparring to see if I can work on that.
That's all right.
The same time we're doing wrestling, make sure you're not blindly.
My default position from my personality is to be far too
One of my
timid.
defaults.
So I am almost in no danger of being
The
too
longest
aggressive.
of my body, right? And I understand that. So
You have
I
to
got
work
really
out.
long arms. So by the time you get in punch range with me, if I'm not fast enough to do anything, your punch range is my shoulder kick range. So it's full
We're going to.
right in leg short leg break moves. That's why it's so that's how I got injured on accident. And I was trying to hit him
Well,
just
because I mean, it's absolutely
if I was really aggressive
Oh yeah, it just
aggressive in that nature,
When
it's so
somebody
easy
is-
for me to do
somebody
it.
does-
Everybody's
but it
doing it like this and they
it wasn't your hit that hurt. It was
Right.
his balance.
It was his balance
His balance is what hurt.
and the angle he was attacking me and him not actually standing in his
Right.
true JKD
Because you were
stance.
just going for a normal kick to his knee.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You were going for. I was watching the tape. You went for a normal kick to the knee. It didn't have anything behind it. But when he turned his back to you, you tapped him right behind the knee, which
And
followed.
that's what happened.
It's all it took with his weight being on that knee. It's all it took. You weren't trying to hurt it.
That was the leg equivalent of those quick punches that barely tipped the.
Well, I'm-
Yeah.
What I'm talking about, I don't want to cause, is if we're sparring and we start connecting with each other, I'm not the kind of person to go, I'm kind of just going, yeah, let's hit harder. 'Cause I don't want to hurt no one.
It's an understanding.
Right.
I got you.
All right, so
Plus, I don't want to go home to my wife going,
what we can do is for this section of techniques that we're working on, in order to prevent it from evolving into light sparring and still working on techniques and ideas, what we can do is we're basically the idea is not block punch, and going back and forth. The idea is I'm going to throw a technique. He's going to block it, and I'm going to try to respond and get through the gap as quickly as I
I got you.
So Chet,
Now, I got you.
your job is, you can use all of those blocks in that.
or any block that I know of.
Or, yes,
so that way we don't end up slap fighting.
don't only use those blocks.
Right. So I just immediately popped down and hit down there, which might not have done too much, but these don't have to be all kill shots. Like, because you think if he does this and I come down and I nail him in the hip, he might lower his hands and I come back up. So he does whoop and it opens the window. So the thing is like, yeah, he's gonna do something else. So go for real.
That's a boxing code.
Yep. So basically, You can't you can't even try to analyze what he's doing. You just have to go, he stopped me. He stopped me.
What am I gonna do next?
Yeah. So try working through it like that. But yeah, let's begin with only one block so far. Because it could be anything. And then maybe we can upgrade to 2. But after that, it just starts getting kind of slow.
You're just trading.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So again, you're the good guy throwing the attack.
That doesn't make me a good guy.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
It does, because
The good guy is always the
I'm
attacker.
blocking.
You might be the good guy, and I might be like, I'm the got you. Okay,
So if you think about it, here's a way of putting it. When we practice the 12s, that is actually not the beginning of the fight. In a way.
That's inside the fight.
It's inside one.
It's during the fight.
Because when the fight begins, we're beginning with BAM!
Entering striking.
And that's it. And so if I beat him there, but then if he stopped that and then throws something back, that's when I take care of it and hit again.
When you're starting the fight, you're basically going to
Because otherwise we are waiting for them to put their hands up at minimum in order to use any of those techniques.
Right.
Which kind of leads to the slap. I have to slap their hands before I hit them.
the beginning of the fight would be entering the strike.
Yes.
Michael comes from a Taekwondo background. Chet comes from a Hapkido background.
Hapkido Taekwondo is
And both of those, the blocks are meant to punish. The blocks are meant to punish. So slamming into it.
It's a punch and a block.
And you've got to be prepared for those as well.
I
We
love
don't-
those because they give me the energy to bounce off.
Unless they broke your arm in the process.
Even if I'm still
You're also your damage.
Like there's inside ones that look like
I get it.
strikes. So yeah.
I think it's okay.
Right. Those are meant to hurt.
Attacking that way.
Those are meant to hurt your opponent.
I'm attacking that attack.
So the key with that one is you might not know they're doing that for the first time, but if you see them do it once, now you know what
Now
they're
I
doing.
know that they're.
And so now what you know is you can soften your technique in response to their hard technique. Therefore, they can't hurt you because you're too loose. So yeah, if he does that, I know that, and I can actually fake him out pretty easy because he has to put a lot of energy. So I know I can go and come above.
That's the only downside of those blocks is how much energy it takes to use them.
Right, and if he whacks me out of the way and I don't, I'm not trying to keep there. If he hits me, then I don't care. I can come around.
Part of,
Yeah, so
part of the
if he
reason
does
I want you guys to always relax is because of those kind of blocks.
That's fine.
Yep.
He comes in and he blocks it, give me one of these. Boom. And if I'm not relaxed, I'm gonna hurt he's gonna hurt my arm. Bam!
Yes.
That's what those are meant to do.
Knock the arm out the way and then damage at the same time.
So when he does that with a relaxed arm, he can come around.
No, sir.
So,
No, sir.
so you cannot use true emptiness without relaxation.
Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
You win.
Got it.
So he throws me a hard punch, right?
Yes.
Am I even engaging with that punch?
No.
I'll even do traditional Kippo style. Beautiful.
I got you. Got
Now, I'm not gonna lay here, I'm not gonna stay here because all he's gotta do is drop this down on the back of my head. Even
If I can recover from
if I crack his ribs, you know.
It's natural
I'm
for
still-
him
I'm
to be
still-
able to. Yeah.
So what I wanna do is continue until there's nothing left to do.
The other thing that
Now,
happens.
I'm relaxing each time I hit, boom,
So,
relax, boom, relax, boom, relax. Here is tense, relax, tense, relax.
The other thing to keep in mind is to make sure that you aren't trapping for no reason.
Boom. You won't fuck with me anymore?
no, I'm by. Do you need some money?
No. I'm in an attack posture right now. Look at where I'm at.
You're ready.
And I'm straight arrow right into it.
They're good for.
Yep.
You try to talk this.
Okay, all right.
The other thing to think about with all of these patterns is to be a good habit to kill for anybody who has it is to keep yourself from trapping for no reason. Sometimes that happens is that people will block and then they could just go this, but no, they had to go
You can go.
like that. It's like why when? So that's why it's like the first thing that I did when you blocked like this was I didn't try to do that. I just came down. And so yeah, just coming here or just coming in again. So
This is why I want to deprogram my mind from a lot.
Personally, I like the elbow.
Oh, elbows.
I get it.
because the reason that you like them as well cause a lot of damage and they folded you up so you can extend it. Again.
So
It's already caught
That
my
punch.
I'm right in his face at that.
That's what I like.
So a lot of
Bam.
So now it's starting to come into play why I understand why you had to alleviate so many different movements out of the original Professor
Out of
Eric
Dill's
Hill.
stuff.
Yeah.
You already knew what's coming out of my mouth.
Because he
Now
does
start to
he
see
does a
it.
lot of
Too
block
showy.
and counter.
Way too short.
And it's too predictable.
And he softened a lot of those traps into checks.
Yes, instead of
So
big
you
Because
find
they're
more
they're not
subtle.
necessary, you're exerting too much
So
energy.
you start
I don't
now,
need to do
you
this.
don't need to do that.
All I need to do is this.
Right. So now I get it.
Only thing I can do
didn't
from here
understand
is
it
go low.
first.
That's the
Now
only
I
thing I can
see.
do from here.
Now I
And that's
see.
not gonna be a
That's the only
thing,
thing I can do is go low. Or if
Have
I
you-
go underneath.
and that's not gonna be effective, because she's out.
I have to use my free hand, which you can still. Now,
Yes.
I'm bridged.
Now I'm starting to sense it.
sometime take a look at there like when people think of watching Shaolin Kung Fu stuff on YouTube, you just see their big forms and everything. Sometimes look at there's one guy who like he went and trained there for a while, and he did some videos with a Shaolin guy, and the Shaolin guy was like, okay, now we are actually fighting here,
Right.
and I'm going to show you what I'm doing for that,
Mhm.
and how they move is actually for that is pretty JKD with it because the moves that they're doing are very close. They're not way out going like this,
Right.
way out here.
Right.
They're instead of just waving their arms at nothing, if
Well,
they do
they're not
anything
actually doing that.
right, yeah. Instead
They're
they're
building energy.
right. Well, I know, but like what I've seen is the Shaolin guys generally aren't even doing that. When they do moves like this, the person that they're fighting is here. It's like this is across their head as it's going across and they're taking them down. So like they tangle them up and knock them down that way. So-
See if you watch anybody.
Yes, seafood.
Sore.
I bet.
So I guess the idea that I was getting with that is that sometimes people put up a little they don't know they're doing it, but they put up a barrier of safety around themselves even when they're fighting or sparring, where they will not get closer to a person than this.
Boy, I
want to be right
in your
So that's why it's like being actually chest and touching them sometimes is useful.
My favorite
So
place to be is right here.
Yep.
If I'm right here, this is where I want to be. If I got your neck and I'm not close,
It's over.
that's where I want to be.
Yep.
That's where I want to be.
All right. So
You can't produce enough energy to actually seriously hurt me in certain places unless you're trained like we are.
Mhm.
So, you got close. I use my size. I point, but I hit you hard with elbows, headbutts.
Got you.
So,
all right. So try a few more of those. Let's just
A few different rolling techniques.
just responses to blocks.
Is blocks. Okay.
Yes.
Responses to blocks. Okay.
Okay, now, what you want to do is try to have it be so that your hit means a little bit more, because that one you blocked at a time and you kind of did an upward back fist to his stomach, and so that ain't gonna do much.
Gotcha.
So and because he didn't go in, that's what I saw was he blocked it and he just went like that. So it's like. That's not going to do much. So if instead you came in and maybe did a punch like that, that's got a little bit more to it. So be going forward.
Alright. Another block.
So,
I don't know what to do.
Just attack. Attack.
Any
Any attack. See, he kind of has to think on his feet too because
I
he doesn't know
I
what
don't know
you're
what
going
you're
to
gonna throw.
Which is a grab.
Alright.
Let's see you throw that foot.
Good.
Let's get it out of there. So good.
Alright.
Oh, good.
do. Good.
Nice.
Now, I have a feeling on that one, you knew what you were going to do.
I drew it.
Yeah.
And then that's
Right. So try on this. Like that's an example where you're trying to go for the track. So instead, try to take him out with the punch to the right. So if you instead of going, I want him to block me. So it's like, no, I want to slam. And then if he does it, then respond. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. No more thinking about it. All right.
See, watch how robotic he is about this. All right? Let me say, Robbie. Let me see.
I'm just trying to get a little more attention towards.
Sometimes there's a clash. It happens.
It's a bad wrist, bro. You came right into contact right in that area right here.
I failed to go across my forearm. I'm very sorry. I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt you.
I'm staying away from you.
Damn it, I wasn't intentionally trying to.
Good, bro.
Shit happens.
Well, it's just like when Trey and I clacked shins. That was neither of us' fault.
I broke this wrist twice.
Well, you didn't this time.
No, it's not broke. It hurts.
The-
with the nerves.
Well, he's gonna get it fixed.
You want it to stop hurting?
Somewhere around that place.
All right.
You have a high threshold for the day.
I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky.
There you go.
Almost something. You're getting both. You want to use this.
There you go.
Hanging out.
That's all I'm trying to do is just be a little
Now,
because I didn't.
What I saw, so what I saw there was a lot of
Since you're in this position.
Yeah, it's like trying to
so
get it down.
your arms were out wide, going like this, and by being that wide, it means you really can only hit the target right here and can't really adjust. So instead,
Just had to find the right spot.
good shoulder moves. Bring the elbows in.
This side?
Yeah, there we go.
This side?
Oh shit!
That's more right.
Typically
Yeah.
go under.
What?
I'm gonna probably come this close. I'm really trying to practice the dynamics with this.
I just got that reflex.
Okay.
Go on. Just for the sake. Just start that.
Here you go.
Then I'm gonna bring it
And you're out.
So yeah, what do you do? They back up.
I found out that
I don't know. I don't want to chase you too many. I might chase you 1 foot, but I'm not going to keep moving back.
It's got probably because it's got latex in it.
Does that mean that
Adhesive
the
or whatever it is that makes it stick
Yeah.
Or
together.
do I check?
Works.
I might.
If I create more space for you to play,
then I'm going to kick.
you got
It hurts so bad.
So if I get you in my strong kick range, I might go for me.
Yes.
Oh.
it.
Crap.
Hold on.
I'm not making this more tough.
You gotta get it in.
Good. I couldn't do nothing about it. If you get there, then this doesn't give me a chance to readjust. Right?
Well, what you
Now
show
watch.
me with that
The
hand.
main thing is we need to do that.
Do something.
What? Do
Do that readjustment.
Which I don't know how easy it is.
What's it?
What happened? We just collided.
I'm getting there, see, fool.
Let me show you.
Years.
Let me show you an example.
Okay.
So you're punching left-handed, and then I basically step right and hit that way.
Right.
It's gonna be a little tense.
So
You can bring that around. Yes.
You want some ibuprofen?
Tylenol would be what I
So I'm giving you more
I
examples.
got you.
So you push me this way.
All right, so I'm like,
Basically, don't give up on your hands. Don't say,
okay,
abdicate
that's
now.
it.
So go towards them and start doing that. Don't think of necessarily of kicks as long range weapons all the time.
Sometimes
Because I can still kick you here. So I don't have to hardly do much. I can be doing little kicks and stomps, bam, 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 and while I'm moving like that. So you have a new engagement. Do you want a
do you good, man?
What happened was, your bow
I went
just
down
dropped
like that.
the same place where the break used to be. And that's, it just shot page.
do you want an arm pad?
Maybe for this one.
Considering what we're doing.
Use a trainer glove.
What?
Trainer glove. It'll protect his wrist.
Oh goodness.
You need a right hand.
Yeah, we
This is, you know, it just goes back to what you're saying, C4. If you're doing it properly, you know, one subtle movement could cause a small injury or
I
hurt.
keep forgetting you don't have mitts
try
big
not
enough
to.
for my fat
I
hand.
know y'all be getting on my butt about being aggressive, and when I do it to when I train the students throughout the week, but I try not to because
That feels better.
I'm doing my best to be as proper with these techniques as I can as far as the angles go. And whenever I'm aggressive, lightly aggressive with them, they fucking hurt. They hurt people. Even just practicing it hurts. So,
And you also you never know when somebody that you're in a fight with, you accidentally strike an old injury. Like that.
that's
Yeah.
called a twofer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that you could do a quick little thing.
Believe it or not, I broke that wrist in a fight.
Yeah.
In a real fight.
You could do a quick little just shove on their elbow, and they had that one is really loose because they dislocated it 4 times.
Anybody crack my left knee, I'm just done.
I don't know if you saw that video I shared on Facebook. It was that boxing match. I saw these guys fighting. And this dude didn't hit him that hard. It was just well placed. And they were going. The guy just opened up and it was just, boom, just one pow, and dude just folded. Because it was so perfect. You don't have to hit somebody with everything you have if you hit that button.
Nope, that's just the movies.
Know where that button's at.
Yep.
Button.
Boom.
Button.
Yeah.
Button.
That's what happened to me at work. That's what I was saying. I didn't hit my head that hard. I just hit myself perfectly in the ear, right here, and it knocked me out for
Believe it or
about
not, the
60
body
seconds.
has buttons too. Go straight to the chest. Got to the solar plex. You got 2 places on the rib. The front of the ribs.
The
the back of the
lower
ribs.
ribs, the float ribs.
You want to break ribs? Come deep. You want to separate ribs? Come shallow.
I didn't know
Separate ribs will hurt worse than a broken rib because you're separating the rib from the vertebrae here. Those hurt worse.
Vertebrae is not in the front.
Or you know what I mean? Where the bone is attached to.
Well, it is attached, but other side.
This where it's attached to here.
Yeah.
Separate from here.
Yeah.
It's
that.
not
Oh my
regular.
God.
All right, let's try a few more, then we can switch people.
All right. So,
up here with this fight.
Good.
right. Okay. Sorry. Okay. I went in.
But don't freeze.
Don't freeze.
All right.
You will fight like you train. You really, really will. Okay, too many people of late go, I won't fight like that. Yes, you will.
Yeah, you will.
I've seen it a million damn times. Yes, you will. So train the way you're supposed to.
All right, let's go back to the first way. One punch.
That was funny with Marcus.
You get targets.
I'm not going to do that. Yes, you will.
No, it was where I told him to say, well, you see, that's just kind of how I fight. And that it's like, and that I do that because of this. It also makes you fall over. And yeah, I
shouldn't fight like
well, my response was, okay.
Yep.
And then you came over and kind of explained because from there, it's like if a
I'm
student
going
directly
soft,
says,
though.
that there's not much
If
you
I
can
ever
do
do
with
it,
it.
it'll always be
You kind of
something
have
like.
to, you'll learn. I'll show you.
This is just a part.
In other
That's why it
ways.
hurts so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, you would have caught that hook, bro.
Yeah, you did. You caught that right.
It was a little bit of ricochet.
You would have caught that hook. I pulled that so
Good
much.
one, good
I
one,
pulled
good
that
one,
hook.
good one, good
I was
one.
like, I'm gonna hit him. I better pull it.
Right?
Good one, good one, good one, good one, good one. All right.
Okay, whoa. Only one at a time. So just work on it. It's like what I can say is that getting into a more free flowing stuff like that, that'll be for a little bit higher rank. So what you want to work on for now, because otherwise it sort of just disintegrates into slappy.
Yeah,
And we want to work on getting in and good footwork, good momentum, good stuff like that.
I just gave you guys a different way of doing things today, so don't try to overcomplicate it.
Right.
Try to keep it simple.
Alright, so you were doing.
And what you can do is make sure that you are not, for this, you are not entering with a trap,
I've gotta get there,
that you're entering with an actual hit.
so I can do that.
So that if it's here, he blocks. I'm trying, there we go, go for the other one. So, like I'm here. That's what I go for.
Have trust in your abilities.
I don't think that's gonna be any different.
You don't have to trap at all. I have found, generally speaking. Kids want to,
Right.
I
but
never
they
knew what
just
a trap was until I came
And
here.
then you got your roundhouse, you
I'm
got
doing
those,
right here.
roundhouse, round step.
I'm not doing it here.
You do?
No,
Yeah.
you did it all in one motion
Yeah, do
with
that.
one arm.
Start one of those.
What I would
I don't
consider,
deviated doing that to get it out of out of your way. You came in and
So I can-
you cleared the space right at the
Right.
Yeah, same idea.
I would consider,
Get it up there, then I would. Like you
if
said.
you made it an analogy
Further
to
away.
like sport car driving, I would consider trapping to be like doing learning a handbrake turn. It's like you don't do it on every turn, just on the ones you really need to do that on. And
The thing
so
about fight
I don't know
is
about
if you're
that
not
one for
willing
me.
to fight,
yeah,
it's a good idea.
If you can get it,
But
but
there to spar,
I don't know. That's
maybe
Right.
but in a street fight,
no need for all that.
Ankle.
Initiate what you need.
That's basically what competition fighting is on there. It's sparring for money. Basically all this, because there are rules and guidelines. It's not a real fight.
I heard
yeah.
again, I'm not targeting his balls,
it, but yeah.
I'm targeting his pelvis.
uh,
So I'm gonna go up here and push.
Now if you happen to hit the balls on the way,
I'm not going here and then up.
I don't,
yeah.
then I have to,
I'm here and then push,
yeah, the way.
Right.
So number
That's
one,
that-
protect
that's that.
the-
push, snap kick.
the
So you don't, it's not into the groin,
second one was at
it's into the
a
pelvis.
little bit where.
And look what it brings to their base.
Naturally. So in the common counters against blocks, it doesn't have to necessarily be constricted. Even though we're working with hands right now, it doesn't have to be just
Throw the sloppiest block in the world, whatever. Fuck!
This one is.
okay.
Still a
My hand,
time.
okay, boom.
Throw that punch. That's it. Stiff and strong. Just like that.
No, he contacted.
Dramatic.
You got that.
I think
And he liked
the
it.
guy that showed me
And he
part of
liked
the, action class with me.
Now, here's a little thing that I'm noticing with it is that you notice how when he's doing those,
Do that.
when he's
Lefty
doing
is
those,
not like you, sir.
when he's doing those, he is not trapping everything. Because on that one, like, so he blocked it
A little
low,
bit higher.
and then he could have gone back line,
And punch.
but he didn't. He just went bam.
Yeah.
So the trapping only
And
happens
punch.
when you think they might block you again.
Good time. So it's something.
So
Yeah,
it's
there we go.
so if he does this,
Punch.
and then I think, like based on this angle,
And-
I think if I push forward, he's just gonna block me around again. So if I really want his face, I could do that. But
body moves.
it's like, it's only for if, like, say we come down low, and I've seen his down up block, so I think he's gonna come up. So not gonna let you. That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
So, but if I don't think he's going to come up in time, I'm not going to do it.
One of the things that I have found
A little bit of
is
distance.
tension.
Like you would in.
So he blocks. If I maintain the same tension, he's gonna stay there.
Right.
If I relax, he's going to relax. And then I can take something.
Yes.
So,
There's a ton of moves like that where if you relax,
It's all right. Good action.
Yeah.
So-
it's a psychological
I've
reversal.
seen that.
They don't. Your brain doesn't consider it a threat because they relax.
See?
You want to be able to feel that too.
See, you're a dirty old man.
Yeah,
That's why
but
he's a teacher.
He was with my ass all these years doing these moves on me, and I have known it. I
See,
can't.
the funny thing
The
is,
average
Sherrod,
person can't see that.
the funny thing is, Sherrod, when he's finally so old that we can whip his ass, we know he won't.
well, no, that's it.
When he can't walk,
Oh,
you got it.
So
Got
you-
it.
no, that's not.
Highly
When
efficient.
I'm
He
too
said,
old to
"Where
do
will
this,
that
maybe
be?"
I'll-
Hey, I like that.
And by then they'll have created gun brain interfaces.
Right.
So you just get
Yes. You'll feel it.
When I am so incompetent that I can't stand up, that gun's gonna be a texture.
I
buddy.
bet. I bet.
Leave that fucker in my
Hands
hands.
or a blade of some sort.
You do this shit the whole time.
I can see
Dude,
the
I'm
shape.
feeling-
I can see Steve pushing himself in a wheelchair.
Would you?
I can see him pushing himself in a wheelchair. Some guy pulls up, he just pulls out of the shit.
I can really see
I can
that.
just see him do it. I can't.
It's gonna be a lot more efficient than that. It's gonna be in the handle of my wheelchair.
I'm Joe's damn hutchies. Get back here.
So I get it now. I get it now. So up until this point of becoming a black assassin in second degree now, what you've been teaching us is the different ways of recognizing this. Now you're teaching us how to play with it.
He's teaching
That
us
sounds
emptiness.
very
He's
nasty.
teaching us emptiness.
Well, so here's an idea.
Because you always say, you know, in the buildings, if you're feeling rigid,
On the pin.
you know,
Yeah.
go along with it. But you never said if you relax, you can make him relax. You
Yeah.
never said that.
Bro,
Because you wouldn't have
Now
gotten
you're
it.
on it.
You wouldn't have
now
gotten
I
Now
get
you
it.
understand.
Now I understand.
we've
Oh,
experienced
that's badass.
we've experienced this before in fighting on the street.
But we never
understood what it was. It's just that instinct that drives you. What do I do next? What do I do next? And he's giving us the tools
Just a little bit.
to give us more of a look.
Now he's
What would they
teaching
do
us how to
next?
use-
There's an interesting dynamic that happens. The fight begins, and you just go
That was
forward,
pretty good.
and you drive them. If and when they have a chance to actually engage with you, so now you've got cross going on.
Like
So,
this.
so where they block something, now it converts to a if they succeed in stopping your forward energy, how you get back to it again is by creating a pulse action like a sine wave. So that's where it's like I strike and hit more. So if you push out against me like that, when I try to push in, punch, I get around that by I pulse, relax, slip, then I come through. So it's forward energy until you meet that resistance, then you pulse against it and then go through it again, which is exactly like water. A sine wave is a sine wave works just like an ocean wave. So it's high low. So
And it works on every human being. So I throw this, and I relax. And he
and
relaxes.
you, there it
He racks that quick. You
Arm,
could've taken
arm,
a
that's
moment
one drop.
well the reason is
Hold
because
intention, and then relax.
the reason is because if he maintains the tension, his arm will fly out, and because he wants to protect himself. So if you tension all of us. So now if I consciously go, I'm gonna maintain this tension, you relax. Relax completely.
Completely relax your arm.
So we're pushing this way, and nobody wants that. So that's why when you relax, I relax in order to maintain my guard because we're fighting. So I push. Nope. So that's what causes it.
Okay.
Fun.
So it's not magic, it's logic. It's that they do not want their guard to fly open, so they relax in order to keep that from happening. There you go. But
It's not a true form, another form of interception.
yes,
That's interception.
JKD,
In a different level.
the way of the,
Intercepting fits.
the other
Instead
thing,
of just doing these type of basic interceptions we've been learning as far, sorry, that's a different form of interception.
the other thing about it is that for
you intercept I intercept your emotional content. I intercept your anger.
Now we bring that up.
I intercept your intention to hit me.
But you're
God.
probably gonna come to this.
And I
one.
just
You
use
still
whatever.
may get hit, but
On that.
I'm gonna minimize that. I'm gonna minimize that.
Yeah.
You don't have to take a full
Don't
hit.
stop your.
If you punch me straight in the jaw, boom, it's gonna knock me out. If you crack my left knee, I'm gonna go down. I'm not gonna
I'm
wanna
not
fight.
thinking now, so
But you don't have to take
I
those.
know where these are.
Gotcha.
I'm happy with that.
You gotta learn to intercept that intention.
Just
punch
what I
dies
do-
if
right
you
here.
can't turn your hips.
Slide
Right here.
off.
Right here.
I'm talking either way. Don't start. You're good. You're gonna
you
just
can
let
see
this
it before it's long before it's even.
And I know, and I know that that's in the way right
one.
there.
That little punch.
You're putting weight on it.
So for you.
So all I've gotta do is tap it.
Crack.
It doesn't matter.
There I am at your begging mercy.
Probably
Right.
The other thing about it that's
But I'm not gonna wait for you to hit me.
slide pocket.
I get it. I'm not gonna wait.
Punch your deal.
That makes it even
I see your tension.
Slide it. Punch it.
before I even get an opportunity. If it
he
was
saw
already
you
there.
start to get into your
Yeah.
steps for combat. He just.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you look at me like that.
Slide
You
this.
got a serious look in your eyes.
See, will you tell us we can't hit people just because they look at us?
When they look at me like
You
that.
can do it with that.
and stand this way.
Is that a racial joke?
Yeah,
Never make any type
When
of
they do like this, I'm just
any
gonna.
type of threat. Unless I'm talking to you sitting here like
That's
this.
not, that's not a.
I'm
that's
not
a
being
show.
threatening like
That's a
this.
threat.
Yes, I'm gonna bring that.
That's
I'm not doing anything standing like this.
But it's a thin line between that and doing this,
This one's.
right? You tell us
You
a
make
fight is
one
not
step
truly
toward me
fight
like that,
until it
I'm
started,
punching you.
until they throw their fist up.
No.
I don't have to grab it,
There.
but throw that straight. That's it. I'm just.
You took a step towards me.
Even if I go high, I'm just.
I just
sliding.
closed this.
It's all about context because that might be, you would get in trouble if you were two people at a concert who never said anything to each other.
Your momentum.
It's like you happen to be looking at him and he happened to go like this and then you nail him in the neck. It's like, well, he happened to glance at you and move that direction and then you nail him. Now you're in trouble. But if you've been having a big altercation and then he goes like that, then from a legal standpoint, you go, I assumed he was attacking me because we were having a fight. We were arguing and then he went like this. I mean, what else am I supposed to think for that?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's not like anybody who goes,
I mean, the other
Kill
side,
him.
the other
But-
side, the other sure safe bet is always like when you have the opportunity
Go
to
back
say,
to
look, you stop being so aggressive,
Any block you want.
come at me again, it's on.
So,
You know, I always like to give that warning,
Mm.
unless if it has that chance.
Now, if we're in a
Sometimes you
mosh
don't get that
pit,
chance.
if we're in a mosh pit, I can't do that.
If I was,
That might be a
your
draw.
skinny ass
That's
in
a
a mosh
draw.
pit, your skinny ass in a mosh pit,
Right in the middle of it.
not no pit, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
go-
I don't know the last time. What you doing here? Get out of here.
Hey, that's how I got done. I got bootied out the pit.
it was so weird. People severely misunderstood what a mosh pit was when I was in school. Like how it felt. Well, no, but how it filtered through the school was we envisioned, none of us have been to a rock concert. We envisioned that it was like a pit, like a literal pit, like in the earth where people would fight. It's like the concert. So you go down in there for a full brawl. Like we thought that's kind of what I know, but that's what it kind of went through.
It
It's like,
happened like that.
right, but we
You
thought it was
go
like
down there
so we were
everybody's
watching the
fighting,
concert and then if you want to.
everybody's boxing
wanna-
each other.
Yes. It's like, so we're watching the concert, but if you want to go fight to the music, then you go down there and kill people. But yeah, it's like,
I was
think
thinking,
eventually figured out what it was.
yeah.
throwing bodies into each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes elbows.
You're
I think that's where the misunderstanding happened. Is that people get
That's how Rio came to her head injury. She went to a concert and she got trampled. She got knocked down the mosh pit. She got stepped on her head. It's like her eye crossed and she had to have her eye repaired. Yeah, it was a walking head injury.
Got to guard up, punch, guard.
She got through hell.
Why in the hell is she getting into a mush?
That's what my first.
She's a rocker chick. Her old man went to all the Pantera heavy metal concerts. Of course, she would have to tag along.
That sounds like some cool
And
shit.
she would go to the mosh pits with him.
I
And
love going to a Pantera.
They have a
she's a
dangerous
tough chick. That's why I love her. She's tough. She's a tough bitch. And I love you. I started calling you a bitch baby. She's tough.
We're all guilty of that.
As much pain as she goes through every day,
Well, yeah.
I'm not there. She still pulls herself out of her chair and does her daily stuff, even when she shouldn't. It's like, hey, don't do this. I'll do it when I get home. I come home, it's already done. And she's pain because she pushes herself too hard.
She needs to have Cece help her.
She's getting better at that. Cecilia. She's getting better.
I mean, she's what, 10, 11?
She'll be 12 in September.
Okay, yeah, I was
I get it
you were
now.
doing chores when you were 12.
It's her. I don't know what it
I
is.
know
It's
I
like
was.
you teach her something, and the next day you have to teach her again. Then you have to teach her. It's like she forgets it every time. I don't know if it's her ADHD. I don't know if it's the hyper-functioning autism. But she's getting better. She's getting better at remembering, hey, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is how I'm supposed to do it.
So as her parent, as one of her parents, you've got to do your JKD on her. And remember, it's not her it's not her fault.
Being able to understand,
Right.
Understand
James
Right.
or
that's
Andrew.
just the basic level of what you guys.
She may not have a memory, so
So
you've got to just
Yeah.
keep calm,
That's a lot of stuff.
keep calm,
Yeah.
and
Just
teach her
like
each time, and it'll stick eventually.
She's getting a lot better. She is.
Pretty much the.
Jackson's doing better at running off at school. So hopefully,
Yeah.
he hasn't had one incident this year in school. So he's ran off.
Yeah.
Something like that. So hopefully, if that all goes, that means he won't have to wear the
Yeah.
helmet next year. Because he hates that vehicle. Yeah, because he's special education, he has a tendency to run off and whatnot. So it's
Just put a collar on him.
It's like an altered parachute harness.
Yeah.
And it's how they attach them
Yep.
to the chair.
Yep.
It clicks in
One quick.
to the buckle attached to the seat. So it ensures the kid that he can't get out of the seat. There's an attendant right by him.
The different ways of.
I don't approve of it because of,
Scientific.
You understand why.
but hopefully next school year, we can get off his IUP. You feel like a regular kid.
That's why I always felt like, I don't get frustrated, but I.
Same idea.
You believe that crap? Back when we were kids going to school on the school bus, there were no seatbelts on the school
What?
bus.
No.
There are now. Every school bus, every
We
school
used to
bus.
bounce
has
around that
seatbelts.
damn thing. We
And
like they did
If
back.
you're one of the last ones to be picked up, you didn't get a seat half the fucking time.
You're standing in the back. Yep.
Yeah. Woo-hoo!
I was a tall kid. Ow.
It's because of them not having good bus drivers that drive in traffic and get the bus turned over.
So,
Just try to get
But-
the station.
Well, it really has nothing to do with the bus drivers.
yeah, that's why whenever I get to work with a lot of the newer students, I try to get them in their mind program into thinking scientific.
Yeah.
More so than. Yeah, we know the art, we know the truth and doing everything we're doing now makes sense. Leads up to punching somebody, right? If I can, and you're gone, cool. I did it.
What do you think? Maybe try the forearm guard.
But
I have
whenever
one
we're
at home.
training in this art,
We have one, I think.
and what I learned at this school
Maybe.
is
I
that
see one.
the hidden mysteries behind what we're doing relies on science.
Oh, because you're using yours.
And if you don't
I'm sorry.
have an eye to be able to see the scientific properties, or at least the beginning levels, the basic levels, and the advanced levels, then you miss the bus. You know, and that's why I've always been like, okay, I know you can punch hard. I know you can go and kill something, right? But do you actually know what you're doing?
I think you gave me those
Probably
cards.
a
I think they're
Do you understand how the art truly works? And do you understand the scientific movement and what you're doing? And you know, it's just going to show. It's just going to show that
It's
I
not gonna
still
do you a
have
lot of good there.
Huh?
It's not gonna do you a lot of good there.
Well, I guess the main thing would be, if we're standing here like this, I'm not.
The
gonna
thing
try
about
to
fighting,
judge
Sherrod, is fighting is easy.
Right.
Yes.
It really is.
primary.
You just
I'm
gotta
just
have the
gonna- I'm
balls
just
to
gonna
hurt
try to
somebody.
punch in the head.
Right.
And then if he does something
I
about
can,
it, then
I can teach a monkey how to fight.
block.
Right.
Fight
A
is-
block punch works a lot.
Being a
That's
decent
right.
human
So
being is
it'd
hard.
be- If I throw a punch and you just like use.
You're a decent human being.
Using your skills,
He's a beast.
using your skills to
Block
help
with that hand.
rather than
But
create.
I'm not saying do
chaos.
one of our blocks, I'm saying do anything. Yeah.
Very true. Very
So
true.
I can just
Very true.
like that and then came around. So if you're fighting somebody
Oh, the
and
kids.
they stop something that you
You
do,
know, Bruce Lee showed us that in
then you can pull
the
it down and
movie
pop back
Enter
up.
the Dragon.
Yep.
Enter
Just like
the Dragon whenever they were on the
I
boat.
go this way or this way.
And
Like so,
he
I did
he said, "You want to fight?"
That and pop
And
back
the
around.
dude, yeah.
Yep.
And he hopped on the boat. He like, fight me there. He hopped on the boat, and Bruce Lee simply,
The art of fighting without fighting.
simply allowed the boat to roll out to the ocean. He
Go
had to
grab
stay in that
it.
little boat.
Yeah.
The rest
Pull
of
it down.
he
and then hit
won.
the face. There.
So I get it.
So it's just
I do get that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
that deal.
That's better.
Did you hit that one?
I've broken the wrist a couple times, and me and Sherrod kind of colliding with going the
Alright,
answer.
nice.
So the point of the paper is to not hit it.
Not
Sharpen
me.
your bones
No,
up.
between.
Move it without hitting
I
it.
supposedly knocked his tooth out.
I didn't know that.
That's the point of that exercise.
I loosened it, but I didn't knock it out.
Learn where the ends of your hands are.
I have to do that a lot.
Yeah. All right. So let's try to switch people. And then
All right.
Chet, you're the one who gets to
I
begin.
don't know. No, look.
Okay.
We're working on things
Useful
to
for
do
him in a ring.
when somebody blocks your
What do you
path.
think?
Hitters are striking,
So
definitely.
how do you respond?
Yeah, that's probably a big one.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to figure out how to get in and out.
And hit, right.
Good.
Beat. Talk to him about beat.
Good.
Intercepting.
Do.
Good.
Do the beat.
Good beat. What is that?
Beat.
Fundamentals of punching.
Yeah, I like that.
Beat.
There's a little thing that I'm noticing just in your style, which could use a little bit of smoothing out.
What?
Is your attacks tend to go back and forth along the same line. So a lot of the times you'll come in,
Jack-
you hit, and it's going bang, bang,
Jack,
like that. Or if it's here, then it goes. So he blocks this way. It's like that. So try slowing down a little bit, and try to see where might be the fastest thing to come in. Allow for elbow bends. Allow for other targets. So here, so like this.
So someone's standing here like this.
Yeah, right. It's right here. So try this. We'll go down to like movie speed and try to see what further options you can get.
Jut cells also might help in pairs.
Yeah, they've been working on that. There you go.
So that's if they're kind of center line.
Good. There you go.
Fighter, like that.
Searching for the most direct route.
Tongue punch. Yep. Yeah. I don't think people are
Let me say that again.
try to stop for some reason. Leads on the rear pin.
Here's an interesting little philosophical point. If you're okay, so on that one, what happened was you threw a punch and he did a pox out that was a little too hard, and so his pox with his hand. Pox out went like this, and it went under it, and then you threw a hook punch, but you trapped his arm. Is there anything he could have done to stop your hook at that point? Right. So that's a thing to keep in mind, because it's like if they went here, it's like I don't actually need to do this. because he cannot bring this up to hurt me. In fact, by executing the hook, the only thing he could do is just kind of go boom into my ribs. And yeah, so if we ended up in that position, this was not a necessary step. It's just come in. In fact, your ribs would be the trap.
Yes.
Right
By the
here.
time you get me, I wouldn't be able to hit the hard or do nothing. I probably most time to do is grab and try to.
Now-
See how I got your reaction there? Just jump.
One of the things you're forgetting about, Sherrod, is you have another hand.
Yeah. Well, he's supposed to be doing one.
I'm just.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You guys are higher levels. You don't have to do just one thing.
So let's open that up then. Do
Two blocks.
yeah.
Well, or whatever it takes to block his punches.
That's
Yeah.
how it gets too aggressive, Cecil.
No, you just maintain moderate
theatrical speed.
This is more about thinking and flowing. There you go.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that. Because you brought his hand right down on top of yours.
Right. So if you're doing
You're
that, bring your
essentially-
hand up.
You essentially blocked yourself.
I don't care.
So if you've got control and your target is down, this is I guess what we're talking about going towards is mindful trapping. Not trapping just to trap, but trapping only for a purpose. So for that one, yeah, your hands came down this way and they threatened to get in the way of your punch. So instead, if you're being a little bit more mindful of the trap, you're like, I want to clear the way. So
Okay.
But
yeah. So bring it either up or at least push him this way. You're gonna have to get into it a little bit more in order to chase him. But yeah. So it's like breaking it down to only do things for a reason.
Now, you hit people in the head, and
Yes.
that generally screws them.
And most people.
Unless you know he has a rib injury that you've already created and you want to capitalize on that, I wouldn't even hit him in the personally.
No, it's
Unless
not
they
a
actually
primary.
freaking
I don't
open.
know.
Well, if they leave it
If it's
open.
the only target, I'm gonna hit it.
Right. But body shots are easily absorbed. The super muscular guys can tense up and it's hard to hurt. Big fat guys, it's hard to hurt because all that fat
I love
absorbs.
playing with the medicine ball.
Right.
That's good training.
Right.
The one that gives you advantage because
So body shots are for the most part ineffective
it makes your strong side
unless you've
closer to
already
the enemy.
created a
So-
problem.
Unless you're creating a small
You
injury
don't
in
have
his
to
body.
strong your
Right.
right hand.
If you
So if you
punch them in the
get your
ribs
right
and
hand
you see them
here,
visibly go,
instead of having to come here for that,
now you know you've got something
Now
else
you
you
can
can
go
hit.
back to that spot over
Right.
and over and
Right.
over.
Take
Punish
your left-handed,
Punish it.
Or if you,
And
for
so
some
you won't be
reason, you
expecting
feel
that
the
punch
crack
to
of
come
bone on your
Right.
fist.
and
You
yeah,
can feel
you
it when
just-
break,
you
you
just-
hit it.
right, and
You can feel it break.
But
Another
like,
here,
so
right.
if
Right.
he's left-handed fighting, like
You
A
feel
lot
it
of
kinda
times-
punch a little bit.
A lot of times
then
a skilled
they
fighter will
expect you to come
protect.
here and be in
an
mental
injury.
stance. And then that's why they
I'm
that's
keeping
why
my
they
knee
expect
out of
the
the
big
way.
swing
Right.
kicks
It's
from
not-
here.
it's
because
not a
reaching
visible
out
target.
here that people generally don't do that.
So I'm
And
keeping that
now,
out of
if
the
this is
way,
forward,
and I come in
their whole
and
attack
he
pattern
blocks,
is now messed up.
and you can do those things.
because he was
Yeah.
expecting.
Can I still use it as a weapon? Absolutely.
And now he can't because it's here.
Right. But
And
you don't
so
have it on the
This
broadcast.
is available.
Right.
to
I'm not
attack and hurt
saying
him.
like this going
Or
to
this.
Right.
I'm not
And
saying
now
Right.
you can kick him in the leg.
and that's
It's much easier.
Think
because
about
it's a
keeping
big
your-
blood. So
keeping your
strong
shit
side-
together going towards
strong
the
side
guy.
forward here gets you that big powerful punch, and then that kick.
So
And
everything,
then it screws them up automatically because now they have to change. It's like, okay, now I have to fight a left-handed person, and then they go, wait a minute, he's not right-handed. What's going on? Yeah, it's a fun little strategy to play with. I'm sure you've worked with both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gotta get as your edge, so.
Yeah.
If anything, you work your weak.
Yes.
Alright.
Steve was a cheater. He knows he's like
no such thing as a cheater.
Not in a fight, not in a real fight, there is no cheating.
Natural.
Fly for death.
Engraved. See,
Well, that is.
you taunt out the back of my head.
So,
You relaxed.
and you're right.
I gotta practice that seafood. I haven't had a chance to practice. I just learned it. It's a hell of a nifty trick that nobody can ever see.
Right.
Yeah.
So you block? See? Relax.
Uh-huh.
The
And I
reason
do it, and I do a snake move over it.
So,
Yeah.
So,
the
eagle
reason
punch, right?
uh-huh.
Relax. Snake strike.
Smack that. And
the reason it works and the reason that it works so well against the opponent is because we train ever since the beginning to have a conscious command of relax. That so like most people when they meet force together,
Mhm.
they aren't thinking about relaxation, they're just thinking about beating
Force
this.
and force.
And so we consciously go relax. And then
And then
they
moment.
unconsciously relax, which means since I consciously relax as a command to myself, I said relax, I can tense up again and fire, whereas they unconsciously relax and it takes them a moment
to
to go,
kiss back.
and then so we by consciously relaxing and then attacking are naturally going to be much faster than an unconscious reaction that then their brain goes, why did I relax? And then it's too late. And they have to fight. They have to do
So you
something.
basically hit the release lever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Restart level.
and then they
exactly.
have a much harder time firing a punch from that position because they're relaxed. They did not relax from a command. They relaxed from a response.
Sorry.
And that was kind of how that was designed.
Okay, try some more. Good. Good.
Now you can go your entire fight, career, or life and never doing a trick like that.
Still.
Yep.
Depends on who you fight.
Well, I like that. That's what makes you a seafood.
But you have to train it. You have to practice it and make it your own muscle memory. I don't just wail on Bob whenever I'm wailing. I go through all of those things. I'll hit and relax. Hit, relax, hit. I do all those things. Every time I train on a dummy, I'm training as though I'm fighting somebody.
Essentially, our default position is to do that all the time. So what he uses that exact technique. It's not because he said we are tense. Now I'm going to relax and then fire.
Yeah.
That's what we do all the time.
It's what happens.
Every time we punch and relax. And so
Every-
when we relax, they are going to relax.
How many times have I told that to a student? Relax, relax, relax.
Yeah, but you haven't put the education behind it yet. They have to reach a certain level before they get to understand why relaxation is so important, more than just being able to be
And
fast.
relaxation
right?
after the technique, not just before.
After, okay,
Immediately after.
now it's opening up.
Some of those sparring tapes that I showed you guys, I was smoking 3 packs of cigarettes a day, every day, and I was still sparring for an hour at a time. Relaxation.
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 Tension burns energy.
This is just kind of a distraction.
I see you guys hit, and you're every time you look like you're reenacting a Bruce Lee scene. It's not the way to fight.
Doing some Okinawa karate.
Right.
One of those. Even punching that way.
That's just a good way of giving you high blood pressure.
I believe it.
Well, you
Well-
see those guys.
So
What are they doing?
so
Constipation.
there's an art.
Thank you.
There's an art in relaxation.
Yeah.
It's what
The only time you ever do get tense like that is if you're doing breaking competition.
It's the art. of
Gathering
it.
that energy to break stuff. That's about it. 'Cause
Yeah, Eddie Murphy did a comedy bit years ago on Saturday Night Live. He dressed like a white boy,
Mm.
I remember-
and he was watching films of these. He goes, look at that guy! Look at that! Look how tight his ass is when he moves. So you got to do it. You got to just keep your ass tight. And it's like, he's right.
Let's cut this tape on. It's a little tight.
Yeah. See fast on this one.
How's the pain?
Pain's better.
Relax.
Relaxation.
I think your pressure points do the trick.
I know my pressure point.
And if you come through
Stick the- yeah.
almost like that.
My mom was a nurse. I love scissors like these. These are great.
They're real cheap too.
You did over that.
They're like
Just
$2.
Let you go for some reason.
Oh. I think he hit right on that nerve. Is why he hit it really good.
Yeah. And it sends emergency signals for all the muscles to tighten up because your body thinks that there's structural damage.
Now, there are times to tighten up in a fight. There really are.
Yeah.
There's times to tense up. You get hit in the gut, you don't want to relax.
No.
You want to tense up.
We'll play basketball.
Or somebody grab the neck.
Tense up.
And gather all the energy there.
When you got somebody in the choke, you know, you're squeezing your body
Same idea.
against it.
You take it.
When you got somebody in a joint lock, you're breaking an arm. That's tensing up.
But what I'm talking about in relaxation is when you're striking. You have to relax. Tense up at the end. And relax again.
Do something else.
You start it, relax.
No, it's-
Tense up.
Get it on.
Short time. You come back to relax.
Speaking of which, they're playing with the medicine ball on the March calendar right now.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite exercises.
Quick tip, you
It's that gut nice and strong so you take your head.
Not me. I grew up drinking
I don't
that
know what's
whiskey.
leaving there. This is where I get.
You hit me in my gut too many times. You gonna see some real relaxation going on.
And the neighborhood.
Sorry, I just had to be honest.
Oh, the walk.
And
The walk.
that might be a good indirect, progressive indirect
So
too.
what we're doing is
You gotta be able to take that
Mother-
hit.
Got it.
Since I have it.
My brother used to like to hit me in the ribs during our sparring matches.
That one.
And it took me a long time to figure out how to come back from getting hit and the breath being knocked out.
Yeah.
Tension is the only thing you can do. You gotta force that diaphragm
You gotta force it back out.
back out. They hit you and the diaphragm freezes. That's why you go. You can't breathe. So tense up your abdominal muscles, and it'll force that abdomen, that diaphragm to relax because you've got other tense muscles,
Right.
and then you can breathe.
Yes.
Yes. Gotcha. The way my dad played basketball, the way he used to tell me how they take gut shots is similar. He said, if you let the breath out of your abdomen, then it just gives a solid muscle to punch. But if you have breath in there whenever you get ready to take that shot, then it can be
Whenever you guys are holding your breath, it just makes me cringe.
I have a problem.
I'm like, oh my god, that's a good way to break you.
Yeah, if you get caught, hit in the gut,
We got
you're holding your breath.
Oh my god.
Your breath in there.
You
So
have to exhale when you get hit. Yes.
yeah.
Protect
Whenever
yourself.
I'm punching, you'll always hear me, "Hoo!" Right?
Yes.
Tightening.
That breathing exercise will get you to protect yourself.
So you're fast enough to duck my punch. That's fine. I'm tight, so when you hit me, it's not gonna hurt.
Not gonna hurt at all.
It's gonna hurt. It's bad.
It's not gonna.
He's gonna feel the punch,
Right.
but he's
But
preventing
it's gonna be
losing
just
his air.
I'm not being damaged.
gotcha. It's
One-
just
the one
punching
thing
a
that
solid
always
muscle
happens
like
first.
punching you in the butt
Right.
versus
Right.
versus hurting your internal structure.
The one thing that happens the most when you punch somebody in the gut is they lose their air.
Yeah.
And doing that, protecting yourself, breathing, allows you to make sure that you're still breathing afterwards. That's what it's for. Otherwise, you're gonna be, you're gonna be all, take your breath. Exhale. Moment that
Then you'll see me.
I see what you're
Times
doing.
10.
You're cutting
It's
it.
natural for you now. Your body
Keep
does
your
that.
hands off
even if you elbow your chest right there.
rather than going around this way.
I feel you. I feel you.
You feel it tightening up.
Yeah, every time you breathe, it tightens up.
And even if you get hit up here,
Same thing.
breathe,
Pushing that whole
exhale, tense up.
You're attacking.
You're gonna
the
protect
rotator
yourself
cuff,
from
actually.
serious injury.
So doing this
Yeah,
actually.
Trust me.
I still got a lot to learn.
I mean, that was the Hapkido.
And
That's
you
the
can come back.
Hapkido.
You can even come back from a groin shot.
If I'm fighting, like, if I know for a fact Sifu is gonna contact
If
his
it's straight,
punch,
then you have to
it's going to give you an opportunity to counter. So I'm going
But you can
to counter at the same time. And I'm going to take that hit. That's what hot keeper teaches you. Take damage, give damage.
What I
Get in
watch
close.
for what I've just learned from this is that you bring tense in your stomach up no matter what shot you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. You can probably do a damn roundhouse, triple, quadruple
I'd
backflip
love to
kick,
see that.
but you naturally know.
I'll give you $50, you do it, right?
What I'm saying is any move you do, any way you
Oh,
move,
step in with
first
your
thing
left
you
foot.
do, that
There we go.
stuff area,
Yeah, and now when you do that, then pull
that's
it
what that
pull
means.
the-
Alright.
So I'm relaxed also.
Mhm.
The body, except for
Yeah.
except for the core as well.
Up first.
That's what I'm saying. I
So
noticed that.
When you get this right, I'm gonna be able to sing.
now put your hand up.
Okay.
So that's
You're
relaxed.
getting there. Yes, I'm starting to have to go with this.
This is relaxed.
You can use your
Everything's
everything's
everything's loose but the core.
hand.
Push
Then you can
on
feel it.
this edge.
You can use that hand to
All right,
push. You
down
have
here.
knife edge like
Yeah.
you're showing.
Yes. Yes.
A little
So
up.
anytime you,
This is
it's
just
just
to
like
get-
having a handshake.
Yes.
Up. The same, the same principle.
You see boxing trainers, they'll get those slap mats on, and they'll sit there and they'll have the boxer have his arms up. You have to sit here,
And with a
Slap,
technique like that,
slap,
you're not hurting the
slap.
elbow at
and
all.
you'll have to sit there and protect
No
and
one's
breathe
gonna
every time.
Get that into it.
It's not gonna be nice, but you're gonna be.
Learning how to protect, toughen up your gut.
If you step back,
Watch those
with the right
boxing
foot,
trainers,
you'll
and they'll do
put them on their.
Now-
They'll have him stand just
You
like
might
this.
make you might make a new tap out.
Just-
Now, very few people can develop
If they are on
anything
their
over the
face
solar
and you have their
We're
arm
sleeping.
pulled up,
He had, he
I
had,
don't even have much over my
standing
shoulder.
next to
He
them,
had a
and
muscle.
pushing on their elbow.
He had a-
My
he had
friend,
a-
my
they
old
go
friend,
backwards and they
he
can't
used to be
move.
my friend.
Did you win?
Something
I would think so, but I've never seen anybody get tapped out that way.
but
Give them the idea.
doing the dragon flags,
So if we're in
where you lift your feet all the way up and you lower
like
them,
this,
run your back.
here like this.
It's like a leg lift. So you're up on your shoulder.
Yes.
You know what the dragon, you know what the dragon flag is?
No, but I can imagine what, I know what a little lift is.
But yeah, I'm
Got him in
just
here.
going to take him and go.
Somewhere in here.
Good training.
Okay.
I learned a lot.
It ain't over.
I'm
yet.
gonna go bully somebody.
But yeah, yeah, you can't kick people while they're down. I think. Yeah,
in
you
here
basically
somewhere.
have it. You have it right here. I mean, this is that's a pretty good situation to get into a
MMA
victory
fighters.
coach.
They're enjoying.
Well, I mean, you could fall. You could
I
fall
enjoy
into,
him
into
getting
the big.
You know,
like,
you never know.
Yeah,
See,
that
one day you might be a fucking champion.
That's a
fighter.
dragon flag.
Yeah,
He's
so
on, he's on his, he's on his shoulder
the thing
blades,
about that is
and his
you might
whole
not know
weight.
what it is that you're doing until it's too late.
he's holding up off that bench.
His weight's on his
And that's,
shoulders.
and that's what builds up that
Yeah, some of
muscle
this stuff is really fun.
right there over his shoulder, over his solar plexus.
Too fast.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You could hit him hard right there and it would hurt it.
It ain't gonna hurt him.
He'd feel it, but it wouldn't hurt him.
Look at that right there. You can see it very clear right there.
Yeah.
Thick break.
Half moon.
That little half moon that's going up like that. That's it.
Right under his
That's
chest.
protecting his solar plex.
It's top ass.
Top ass.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's
You
stuff.
got Bruce Lee developing that muscle over his solar plex.
Oh yeah.
Dragon flags is the way you do it.
Wow.
Right if your leg would do that.
How heavy is your medicine ball again, Sifu?
15 pounds.
That's it?
You have a drink, Orion. You've been over there training and
30
training.
pounder.
Take you
None.
about a 5-minute break, sir.
These are so fun to play with. Just all day. That's how you train it, just like that.
I don't know what's first, that or the gut shot.
Well,
We've
as
had it
you
around
pointed out right there, he's throwing
Throw the medicine ball into your stomach.
right into the stomach.
So
And you don't catch it here,
aim
you
for
catch
right
it when
there
it bounces
and you toss
off.
it. Breathe out. I'm gonna
No,
come on.
He has better muscle definition than me. Let it roll right into your stomach.
And let it fall off and then catch it. Don't catch it out here. Let it hit you and then bounce back.
He almost shit his pants.
No.
Like, come on, toss it.
There you go.
Sit. If you
Yeah, you can say shit while it's happening.
Because it's coming.
That's him, that's him
I
saying he's had enough.
I've had a mess, remember?
He's had enough.
Basically, internal sandpapering.
I have a hernia in there that I don't want busted.
I'm not messing with it. I got a hernia.
Your
too.
boy is dead.
I did it before. Trust me, I did it before.
You can do the laying down version.
It's okay. We understand you're tougher than your dad. It's okay.
That's all. I'll take that today. I don't mind doing ab conditioning and stuff like that, but hell, man, when I do too much conditioning and I have to go to work the next day, it don't work.
Too much
No
conditioning.
such thing.
That's always a problem in this world.
Too much conditioning. No such thing.
Too much conditioning, not too much conditioner. That was nasty. Right there.
Now, something that might help you.
Over conditioning.
You should start out with maybe some PVC that's 2.5 chunk of this big.
Start beating the shit
Put it
out
on
of
a floor.
yourself.
Rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Roll on.
Oh, for strengthening the arms.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like that. And then like that.
That's exactly where you're
Roll
going.
on.
Yep.
Start on your knees
Whacking.
so that you got a quarter of your weight.
Whacking it, you'll tend to favor.
Whenever you can get up on your toes, you've got all your weight on this. Like a push up. You're just rolling out. So start on your knees. And
This
start
side's
here.
fine. I could take all
Start-
this all day. It's just going to that bone right
Well,
there.
Well, that's part of what you're working on too. Even little sticks like that.
Hammer that bone down.
Smack
Keep
yourself.
whacking it. With a big knob of garbage when you're done.
Yeah, probably.
And then put jowl on it after.
Body toughening is not an easy thing to do, especially when you get older. When you're young, it's pretty kind of easy. Because,
Yeah, you gotta watch those Shaolin videos.
You know, you-
Follow along with them.
well, and you weigh 20 pounds, at that point. So, Bruce Lee doing push-ups on his thumbs, the dude weighed 150 pounds. Shit.
That does help.
It does help. Me,
200 pounds on any finger.
I'm going to break my thumbs.
You're not gonna hold up.
Don't fight the ground, Chester. Always look him in the eye.
It's a short guy he's fighting.
That was on the
Fighting ants or what?
Yep.
That was on the TV
Kill
last
the
night.
whole
So
colony.
midget boxing.
What's up?
What are you doing work-wise?
Yeah, they had little guys out there.
Yeah. Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon.
We've got an Amazon up here. Amazon distribution center.
Yeah.
I actually thought about going to work for him, and then I saw him and I was like, I don't want to work that fucking hard anymore.
Yeah.
Well, and they were gonna have you work at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, they're going to have me coming in early, unloading trucks.
I don't know if they're still doing that. There was a little bit of Amazon. I don't know what part it was. They just putting the hours out there and you can pick shifts. You can come in for 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever.
And then they wear all that safety gear. So I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to wear hard hat anymore.
Gear.
Better than dying from the automated shelf.
Shit falling on your head.
Shit falling on your head. That's what they're worried about.
Yep. Just too many lawsuits. You can't do others.
I remember that was a funny thing. It said Amazon workers are reviewing the episode of South Park. Who were in the Amazon facility, and they were kind of like, how did they know all this stuff? So they must have gotten somebody who would work there because they said it looks exactly like this, and that's how it works.
Everybody in the world, you get info now on
They
every.
let you know when you make a mistake.
There's always something disgruntled. Tell your secrets.
Yep. Question
You
is,
just
did
learn
they
to
sign a
control it.
contract?
You're all like horses.
They don't know who it is. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, the question is whether or not you are giving proprietary knowledge to your competitors.
Yeah.
Well, Amazon
They gave us a
really
whole.
don't- Amazon really don't have much competitors.
How is it easy to catch though? You don't know who did it.
Depends on what kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
If it was the exact knowledge of how
Right. It's some
the
piece.
computer system works, then
They can
then-
track you.
you might know. It's like, well, only knew that.
Yeah, warehouses are warehouses. They
Right.
just they all work the same.
I don't think Amazon cared. It's probably good
36.
advertising.
Yeah.
Either good or bad.
Right.
It was fun itself.
Probably bad.
That's
There were people getting run over.
That's what makes South Park fun. Everybody knows that.
I like South Park for about the first 4 or 5 years. And then it was like, yeah, this is just getting boring.
It's the same songs.
Same bullshit all the time.
I watched it for a little while.
I got tired of him taking
Fade it away.
That's what the bad kids
my
watch.
uncle.
And they played Mortal Kombat.
I'm tired of these kids pushing me around. You wanna learn how to fight?
It's bad kids.
Teach how to fight. That man was brutal.
They don't get South Park in
It's cut off.
His dad makes sure.
Actually, we got cable when I was
a little like China.
we got cable when I was a junior in high school. That's as long as we can go.
Shanghai Kai Craig.
Signals are stopped.
I'm trying to talk to him.
And we're talking shit.
Yeah. The longest we could go. Finally, when I was a junior in high school, I had to say, we really have to have the internet and cable at our house. So, because like the school was just starting to assume that you had the internet, and so we had to get it. And we got it, and they said, "Now you're not allowed to get on the internet until we install filters."
Oh, there you go. There's China getting back.
David and Adam used to hack into
I did not know this goddamn
computers all the time.
I might have loosened it a little bit, but I never got
What they do?
Hacked into their system.
So
During study hall.
What was it?
David figured out porn.
did he really?
Yeah.
Early on?
Oh well, yeah.
That's because I helped him. Right?
Right.
We got a back when we had a landline.
I did not
We
get
got a
out.
phone bill, one like $450
Oh,
bucks,
that would have been right.
and it was like, what the hell? So you start going down
Yeah.
there's all these 900 guys at 7:30 in the morning.
It's fairly obvious what the 900s are.
Wait a fucking minute! I'm at work at 7:30. You're at work at 7:30. David's not at school. Okay. So we hauled him down and said, "Son, let me show you this." And he's looking at it. You know what that is? He goes, "What?" I said, "It's phone bill." Okay. For all the 900 calls, I didn't. They did. Fine. So we need $354. Okay, fine. So he goes up to his room and gets it and reads it back.
Wow. My kid was an entrepreneur. What else was he selling up there?
Exactly.
Interesting. He probably had charged guys $10 a minute to come over to his house to call their wine. So he still had $600 up there, but he had to give you a little chunk of it.
So David, it's okay that you're looking at porn on it. I don't have a problem with that. You're at the age, I understand.
Yeah.
But in your search bar, say free,
Right.
whatever you're looking for.
And that's for Pornhub came along.
And that's where porn came in.
I didn't have that advantage.
What I can say
What
is
is that?
that without internet filters, I would not be in the job I'm in.
But
Because the internet filters did not filter
your
for some reason.
your son probably knows all those tricks already. So
I don't see how any kid could know that. They don't need any help now.
no.
It's all just,
the,
I mean, it's coming to you.
the internet filters didn't catch any of the furry sites.
Furry sites.
Yeah. So it's like you could look at all the hand drawn porn all at once.
Right.
It wasn't catching it.
That's
So
funny.
so that's
Right.
how I got into it, is because the internet filter was blocking the real thing.
That's
Under the
because you're
radar.
poor. That's why you got to do it.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have found it otherwise. Because it's like everywhere else it says this is blocked. Dad had a filter that was worse than a filter, because if you tried to visit too many websites, it would send the owner of the account an email and a list of all the accounts that you tried to access.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right. I spent some good money on his wall.
Yep. And now nobody gives a crap. Everybody has unfiltered internet everywhere.
You're all adults now. So there you go.
I meant everybody culturally. Internet filters aren't really a thing.
School
Oh, they
has
are when you have kids. Yes,
They
they
should
are.
be, but I
Are
don't.
they not?
I don't hear people talking about it.
He's got young kids. I'm sure that there's filters on his computer.
And no,
Parental control?
No.
we just, I don't know. You can't stop it. Because they can go to anybody's house, Step outside, it's all there.
It's
So,
pretty scary though sometimes.
In
So
our
I'm sure those
world-
kids are like, Mom, don't want us to get on there.
In our world, it's monitored after the fact. Like you can get on and look at what you want to look at, but I'm going to look at it too. I know where the history is and I know what's in there. So if you go off the radar, I'll see it.
Oh, you haven't shown them incognito yet?
Well,
And he's saying
the
if they
older-
go incognito and he sees them on the internet, but it has no history,
the older kids know.
Right.
But I'm not. That's they're on their own.
you're not going to teach
It's the little ones
Right.
You're not going to teach the young ones how to go
how to
in.
go incognito. But even
Okay.
then,
What
if
we
you don't
had
take
was-
if you don't wipe your thing out and you leave it there for a second, and they don't know all the little tricks yet. They're
Sure.
the little ones don't. The K monitors them pretty well for that. And anything off the radar.
I'm glad I don't have kids
They
nowadays.
get
Yeah,
it.
because it's a whole lot harder than whenever.
But you
Lauren and
know,
Brett were young.
as soon as they go to another kid's house,
Yeah.
it's pretty much free for all.
Yep.
Shit's gonna be seen. You can just
Yeah,
have
and not to
deal
mention
with it.
that we had stuff like Proxify and Browser 9, which would get around.
Browser 9.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even
It would get around filters because
Dog pile, there's a whole bunch of
well,
them.
because it's because what those internet filters were doing was they were just checking URL names.
Yeah.
And so they would just have a massive database of forbidden websites. But if you run it through a proxy server,
Right.
the URL is just a bunch of random junk. So the filter doesn't catch it.
See, I never.
Then they
started-
blocked Proxify
Nice.
once they figured that out. And so then it's like, well, there's alternatives. And
David started doing different search engines
Yeah.
back to back to back to back.
Right.
So it's harder to trace. So that's pretty smart, dude.
And the school kids, I hear that all the time. Whenever they block, they cut something off from the kids in school, and each dumb stuff like games.
Knucklehead got me.
And it doesn't take too long before they figure out a workaround.
Right.
And then the next step, it's just a cat and mouse game all day, everywhere.
Yep.
Knucklehead got me.
I'm glad I don't have little kids with the internet anymore.
The knucklehead, they'll walk back in here to take care of his problem.
Oh, he was talking shit about my mommy. You should see how messed up his jaw is right now.
Well, you need to clean blood off of it?
I'm getting ready to. Yes, sir.
Broke his jaw in that,
Take that.
in that action. Well, that'll teach him to talk to you.
He's gonna talk shit. Just having to saw that one. Oops. Now you're just getting lazy.
Yep.
Smacking you in the ass and butt.
Man, I had a great day today. Seafood. I love you guys. Y'all are so damn awesome. You guys are. And y'all know exactly what the hell y'all doing and where everybody is mentally. I'm checking you out. You're a pretty sharp guy.
Yeah.
You're a pretty sharp dude.
Remember, when you're teaching, you've got to take everybody personal. You've got to turn off your attention here and put it over here. Turn that off and put it over here. We're not a bunch of people, are not a bunch of parents. Everybody's individual. You have to look at when you're teaching.
Everybody is all. Everybody just. I mean, you can't sit here and try to be somebody that's not yourself. I don't know how else to say it. Like you're trying to say it. Everyone's different. I get up every morning. I don't do what you do in the morning. I do what I do in the morning.
Well,
He does what
actually,
he does in the morning.
we're actually talking about teaching different people.
Well, that too.
You can't. And a lot of people, a lot of styles have tried that. They try to put everybody in the room doing the same thing.
Sure.
It
That's not
doesn't
the,
work.
that is not the way to fight.
You cannot generalize a good fighter.
Right.
Because everybody has different attributes.
And everybody can learn differently.
We try to take everybody, try to take their strengths and make them stronger, and try to protect your weaknesses.
All right.
And
From either side.
was with
You go
everybody.
shin to shin.
You're long and tall.
Just seems nasty.
He's more average
And
size.
that, yeah, you're good at beating up their shins.
Harris is tall and thin.
Mhm.
All right.
Gotcha.
I'm short and fat.
Roll them.
I'm a Sasquatch.
All right. And then
Yeah.
back.
Everybody is different.
You're a giant.
How
I'm
your
a
kicks roll off.
Sasquatch. I'm not a
He
giant.
said
Don't crush me with shins.
Giants are like 30 feet tall. Okay.
No, a giant is 8 feet tall.
So,
Not according to the books I read.
So
In
most
real
most
mythos,
most basketball
giants-
players are hurt.
In real mythos, hill giants got up to 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Well, I'm talking
So our
about
version
Andre
of
the
the same
giant.
idea.
man, Andre is
what's
a
the
beast of his
intention?
own.
He's
I
a
can't,
beast.
I can't
To
measure up to him.
knock
I
them.
ain't no
He's a
7
beast,
foot
eh?
tall,
He was a beast. I thought you were gonna say something bad. He goes, Andre was the true giant.
You know, Andre the Giant was the man, dude. It's sad that he had to drink so much alcohol to get through his wrestling career.
Just keep getting on the outside.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean,
Start a new
Did you
career.
see how tall he was at 12? I read his
All right.
story. Did his autobiography a little bit. He's from some Romanian village, and by the time he was 12 years old, he was already 6 foot. He was about the size of a full-grown man. But I said, damn.
So you could bust somebody's knee.
He had some type of disease that made him grow.
Yeah, territory problem.
He was one of my favorites.
All right.
no, I had a condition called Osgood Slosh. It still conditions me
All right.
today.
I didn't know that was.
I had a brace on my left leg, all the way above my knee.
All right.
I was
Well, there you go.
5
That's
years old.
trouble.
And if you look, I'm pulling pant legs on. I think you can
Right.
see this
A
too.
little bit dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at the difference in muscle mass in my legs. See how much more mass I have here than I have here. That's the Osgood Slosh. My muscles on my left side develop slower from the waist down. So,
Why wouldn't you?
and
Either.
this one may look like a strong leg, but this is actually the better finding it out. This is my strong leg.
Yeah.
Well, my muscles use it down to the left fast when I see something hot.
We ain't talking about your muscle down there, bro.
Get it, man. Is guys
We know you got muscle.
severely overreact
That muscle gets you too much trouble.
So what they'll do is they'll react the same way that when guys get poked in the eye. They'll completely disengage and go like that, so that
Or the
so
groin.
they'll shove them away like acting like they're getting choked. They got choked real bad. And so it's like, hey, you did it, and then they'll watch the slow mo and see it.
Sprays down my-
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and spray everything down. Please bring me all the paperwork.
Just see food.
There's one over there.
Maybe you can be on the cutting edge of that.
Yeah.
Hey, he choked you.
Right.
Yeah.
Take a few teeth out.
Yeah.
Teeth down.
Yeah.
Very friendly with you today.
Yes, sir, always.
I enjoy it actually. I
Wow.
really do.
That's a powerful static there.
Good stuff. We're training that thing to stay
I
there.
didn't see anybody playing with the mud, John, but I'll spray it
No, you're
down.
good there.
I'm always playing with my dog. I'm waiting on it to spray.
He said,
Here. He said my gun. He said he didn't see nobody playing with
It wasn't
my
real.
gun, but he'll spray it.
Lots of people clench the bob.
I already sprayed my ball.
Oh,
I'll get that one when I come back inside.
our little inverted kick is
Sort of like that. Yeah. That's a fun one.
we'll go ahead and inside.
Get the femoral nerve that
Probably did the knee too, but it might
Yeah.
hurt your toe.
let your toenails grow real long. Slice
Stab
them.
people.
Slice them. Yeah, that one's not intended to hit real hard. It's just a quick little snap.
My favorite kick in JKD is yours, Luke.
Yeah.
Ready? Hey. Sherrod, show your son how to do the bow, please.
I will. We'll work on it.
You don't have
There
to
you
show
go.
it now, but yeah, at some point.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
I've had a I'm very honored to have you up here. You know,
It's
checking
nice to
me out,
meet you,
looking
man.
at my life,
It's nice to
and
meet you.
you get to, visit all my family and
A whole
It's your
month
family
long of
too.
what not to do with your life. This is what to avoid.
Teaching martial arts will never make you rich. Let me tell you. It'll only just
There's only a couple people.
only
They
makes
are,
you
they are
famous.
the are the Joel Osteens of
right.
of martial arts.
That dude is a hard worker.
They managed to average it out and
Nothing
soften
else.
it up to
Nothing
the
else
point
will
that
It works hard.
Hey, that's all right.
nobody
He's
feels
becoming
really
more and more
challenged.
decent person every day.
Trying really hard. Trying really hard. I've actually don't even throw tantrums no more.
Do you? We don't see you all the time, Sherrod. We don't know about you behind closed doors.
I quit throwing tantrums naturally.
But baby, I want the booty. Give it to me.
Okay, I threw a couple.
Right.
Okay, I will throw a tantrum.
Yeah, we know.
Damn it. Oh yeah.
Bringing Jordans out here.
These are my work Jordans. I got J's.
Don't care about those anymore.
Got a few more of these.
Still look pretty good.
Yeah, I try to still, wash them good and all, but
Are you getting the right
they're
ones?
just some work.
Who's on the back? That'll tell you if you got the right ones or not.
Well, I definitely worked that sore shoulder out.
There you go.
I was hurting. Yes, I slept on it, bro.
How will I know if I got the wrong ones?